There we go. Okay. Answer for this one should be 3/8. Okay. Alright, answer for this one should be 7/6. Alright, answer should be 11/18. Go ahead and bring your number up for the lottery. Okay, winning numbers for today are 6 and 8. Alright, flashcards.
Or 8. Oh. 10. 30.
Okay, homework check will be up here. Okay, keep track of how many answers you have correct. Number 1 should be -4 and -8. Number 2 should be -5 and -4. Number 3 should be -1 and -6. 4 should be 5 and -2. 5 should be -2 and 7. 6 should be -8 and 6. 7 should be 3 and -9. Number 8, they both just come out as 3, so you can just leave it as x equals 3. 9 should be 4 and 6. And 10 should be 3 and 7. Any questions on the homework? Questions? Okay, extra credit answers from last Thursday, I think. Okay, number 1 should be 153.94 centimeters squared. Number 2 should be 3.43 units, since I didn't put a units on there. Number 3 should be 3.39 centimeters. And number 4 should be 1,963.50 meters squared. Okay, number 1 from the extra credit from yesterday should be -6. Number 2 should be 5, -9. Number 3 should be 6, -3. And number 4 should be 6 and 2. Alright, our objectives for today. We're going to review what we did yesterday, so we're going to be solving polynomial equations again. And we are also going to be doing simple and compoundability. So for the learning targets, we're going to be solving the polynomial equations in the x squared plus bx plus c equals 0 form. And we're also going to be solving simple and compound probability problems. Example number 1. This is what we did yesterday. What do we want to do first? We want to find the factors of x squared minus x minus 30. So we need to find what goes here and what goes here, which means we need to look at our -30. We want the factors of -30. What are the factors of -30? What two things can we multiply together to give us -30? -3 and 10. I heard -5 and 6. -15 and 2. -2 and 15. And -10 and 3. -1 and 30. And 1 and -30. Okay. Alright, now that we have our factors of -30, we're looking for what number is in front of x. If there isn't a number there, what's the coefficient in front of the x? A 1. So we have a -1. What two numbers of our factors of -30 add up to give us -1? -6 and 5. So those are the two numbers that are going to go right here. Negative 6, positive 5. Set these equal to 0. So we have x minus 6 equals 0 and x plus 5 equals 0. And our final answer should be x equals 6 and x equals negative 5. Okay, for example 2, we have x squared plus 3x minus 28, which means we're going to be looking for the factors of what? Negative 28. What are the factors of negative 28? Negative 1 and 28, which means negative 28 and 1 will work. What are the other factors of negative 28? 4 and negative 7, which means negative 7 or positive 7, and negative 4 will also work. 14 and negative 2, negative 14 and 2. Okay, what number are we looking at next? We have our factors. What do we need to look at to figure out what we're going to do with our factors? Okay, what are we going to look at? The coefficient of x. It's a positive 3, which means we're looking at the factors of negative 28 that are going to add up to be positive 3. What two factors do we have under negative 28 that add up to be positive 3? It's going to be 7 and negative 4. So it's going to be x plus 7 and x minus 4. These are our factors of x squared plus 3x minus 28. We're going to set these equal to 0. And when we solve, then we're going to get x equals negative 7 and x equals 4. And that's our final answer. Okay, practice problem number 1. Okay, answer for that one should have been 133 over 90. Okay, solution for number 1. We have x squared plus x minus 42. Our factors of negative 42 are going to be what? Negative 1 and 42. Negative 42 and 1. Negative 7 and 6. So negative 6 and 7 will also work. Negative 2 and 21. Negative 21 and 2. Alright. We're going to be looking at the coefficient in front of our x, which is a positive 1. What two factors of our negative 42 is going to give us a positive 1 when we add them together? Negative 6 and 7. So that's going to be our factors we're going to use. So x minus 6 times x plus 7. We set these equal to 0. When we do that, our final answer should be x equals 6 and x equals negative 7. Okay, practice problem number 2. Answer for that one should have been 1/12. Okay, solution for the practice problem. We want to find the factors of negative 35. What are our factors of negative 35? 1 and negative 35. So that means negative 1 and 35 will work. Negative 7 and 5. So negative 5 and 7 will work. Okay, we want to look at the coefficient in front of our x. It's a negative 2. What two factors of negative 35 will add up to give us negative 2? Negative 7 and 5. So those are what we're going to use. X minus 7 and x plus 5. We need to set these equal to 0. When we do that, our final answer should be x equals 7 and x equals negative 5. Alright, extra credit number 1. These will be on Facebook later, but if you want to go ahead and snap a shot now or write it down. Okay, example number 3. We're going to be talking about probability. To find the probability, we're going to be looking for the number of ways an event can occur over the total number of possible outcomes for that event. So for our first example, we have a glass jar. It has 6 red marbles, 5 green marbles, 8 blue, and 3 yellow marbles, all in the jar. We want to know what the probability of choosing a red marble is. So how many different ways can we pull out a red marble from that jar? How many marbles are going to be in that jar for us to pull out? 6 red marbles. That's the amount of ways that we can pull a red marble out. What are the total number of possible outcomes? 22. That's right. The total amount of marbles in the jar. We're not done yet, though. We need to reduce this. What can this reduce to? 3 over 11. Okay, we want to know what the probability of choosing a blue marble is. What's our number on top going to be? 8. There are 8 blue marbles in the jar, so 8 possible ways for us to pull out a blue marble. And that'll be over 22. If we reduce this, what do we get? 4 over 11. So we have 4 and 11 chances of pulling out a blue marble. Okay, for example 4, we have what is the probability of rolling a 2 or a 3 on a 6-sided die? The or means that we're going to have to add the 2 probabilities. The probability of rolling a 2 and the probability of rolling a 3. What is the probability that we could roll a 3 or a 2 on a 1 or 6-sided die? 2, 6? How many 2s are on this? There's 1, 2 on the die. How many different sides does the die have? 6. So we have 6 possible outcomes and only 1 will give us a 2. We're going to add that to how many ways we can get a 3. 1, 6. That's right. When we add these together, we get 2, 6. But we still need to reduce it. What does 2, 6 reduce to? 1/3. And that will be our final answer. Okay, practice problem number 3. Before you guys do this, I'm going to change this from blue to yellow because we actually did that in the practice problem and I didn't realize I had put the same color on there. Alright, answer for this one should be 9 over, whoops, that should be 16. Number 4. Okay, answer on this one should be 9 over 16. Okay, for the practice problem, how many possible ways can we take a yellow marble out of the jar? 3. There are 3 yellow marbles in the jar. That means we're only going to have 3 different ways that we can pull a yellow marble out of that jar. How many total ways can we pull a marble at all out of the jar? 22. There are 22 marbles total. Can this reduce? No. So that means 3 out of 22 is our final answer. Okay, answer for the bonus should be 5 over 6. This problem solution. Solution for practice problem number 4. We have what is the probability of rolling an even number or a 3 on a 6-sided die. The or means we have 2 probabilities that we need to add together. The probability of rolling an even number. How many even numbers are on a die? On a 6-sided die there are 3 even numbers out of how many total? We're going to add that to the number of times we can get a 3. What's the possibility of 1/6? We have 1 chance of getting a 3 on a 6-sided die. There's only 1 3 out of 6 possibilities. That's going to give us 4/6 total. But we can reduce this. What can we reduce it to? 2/3.